Billionaire dies from poison in his drink. But when it came time to divide the inheritance, his party boy son somehow gets the biggest share, while the mother inherits everything else. Even the charity organizations got a cut. But the daughter, the one who actually took care of him, she only gets some old broken down cellar. In his video will to her, Dad insists she keep the cellar's secret. Says she can't tell anyone else. Only she can go down there, no one else. She thought her father left her some massive fortune. To figure out the truth as fast as possible, Anna waits till no one's around, and rushes to find where the cellar is. Working up her nerve, she carefully steps inside. Finds the cellar goes down further than she can see. When she follows the light all the way to the end, a heavy iron door blocks her path. The second she pushes the door open, a horrible stench hits her so hard her eyes water. Then the moment she turns on the light, Anna is scared out of her mind. There's an old man locked up in here, hair all white. As terrified as she is, she still forces herself to walk closer, just wanting to check if he's alive or dead. But she never expected what happens next. It scares Anna so bad she nearly wets herself. She bolts out without even looking back. Once she gets home, she grabs her phone, ready to call the police. But then she remembers her father's dying wish to keep it secret. In the end, she decides to keep it quiet and figure out who this old man really is. Her brother notices how anxious and upset she looks. He assumes she's upset about the unfair inheritance split. He even offers to give her a chunk of his own share. But Anna flat out refuses right there. Dad must have had his reasons for splitting things this way, with no time to think it over. That night she brings a gun back down to the cellar. She calls out to the old man, but gets no response. Anna quickly grabs paper and ink. After pressing his fingerprint on the paper, she calls a friend right away to look into who he is. The third time she comes down to the cellar. This time Anna wears a mask so he can't see her face. But what she never expected was, the old man already knows exactly who she is. He even calls out her name directly. And he knows everything about her family. He even knows about the birthmark on Anna's back. Hearing this, Anna is completely stunned. Since he already knows who she is anyway, she just takes off the mask and asks him who he really is and why he's been locked up down here. But the old man won't answer her questions. Instead, he makes a demand of his own. He wants her to bring him food and wine, but to find out the cellar's secret as fast as possible. Anna brings him exactly what he asked for. Once he's eaten and had his fill of wine, the old man finally starts talking about the secret behind his 30 years locked up down here. Back when he was young, he and Anna's father were best friends. But one night, he and her father were driving home drunk. They ended up hitting a pedestrian on the road. They panicked and got out to check. Found the pedestrian was still breathing. At first the old man wanted to call the police, but her father flat out refused right there. To keep from spending the rest of their lives in prison, the two of them agreed to dump the body deep in the mountains. But to keep the secret buried for good, her father caught him off guard and knocked him out cold with a shovel. When he woke up, he was already locked in the cellar. He's suffered through 30 brutal years down here. The girl opens a cellar hidden for 30 years. She works up the courage to go down and check. There's an old man locked up in here, hair all white. According to what the old man says, Anna's father was a monster wearing a human face. To hide the secret of murder and covering it up, he locked himself, this man, in the cellar and tortured him for 30 years. Of course, Anna doesn't believe a word of it, because in her memory of her father, he was always kind and gentle, a real gentleman. Nothing like the devil this old man's describing. Seeing how hard Anna defends her father's honor, but what he says next completely breaks her. The reason Anna didn't get a single penny is that her father used to cheat around when he was young, and he kept a mistress on the side. He gave what should have been her inheritance to that woman instead. Anna is absolutely furious hearing this. She yells at him for spouting nonsense. There's no way her father would betray her mother over some woman. The old man doesn't bother explaining any further. He just gives her an address right then and there. Tells her to go there and see the truth for herself.